I'm going to tell you what clothes you need to start backpacking. What's up, backpackers? I'm Dan and welcome to Backpacking Adventures, where we talk about backpacking, hiking, and gear. And if those interest you, consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss a thing. Today I'm going to talk about what types of clothes you're going to need for backpacking, including what do you wear while hiking and what do you pack? The answers to both of those questions are going to depend on the weather that you're going to expect. Obviously, in warm weather, you're not going to need a lot of layers. And in cold layers, the opposite. And like I said in episode 2, there's a saying, cotton kills. So whatever clothes you get, make sure they're not cotton. Cotton will hold in water. They dry very, very slowly, and in cold conditions, that could cause hypothermia. So again, you're going to need something synthetic like a Tech Tee or Under Armour or something like that. Just something that's not cotton, that's breathable, that dries fast, that whisks away water. One thing you may be thinking is, how many clothes do I need to take with me? Well, you don't need a change of clothes for every day. You'll quickly learn that clothes weigh a lot. So you don't need a clean change of clothes for every day that you're backpacking. The standard is clothes to hike in, clothes to sleep in, which could also be your base layer, or in addition, have an additional base layer for additional warmth. You're gonna have to make a choice on whether you want to wear shorts or long pants, even in the summer. Shorts, of course, breathe better, they're cooler in the summertime, and they're less restrictive. Pants, on the other hand, provide a lot of protection from things such as poison ivy, poison oak, bugs, or anything that's gonna cause you problems in the woods. Now, the topic of clothes is more important when we're talking about cool or cold weather backpacking. And when I say cool or cold weather, something below 50 degrees is when you have to start bringing along additional layers just to be warm. And when planning a trip, you want to make sure that you take into account what the expected temperatures and weather is going to be. When it's cold, you're going to want to do something that's called layering. You don't want to take one big warm coat and then just wear a t-shirt, because you can't regulate your temperature, which is very important in cold weather. In cold weather, one of the first things you're going to need to take with you is what is called the base layer. That's the layer that is up against your skin under all your clothes. These are usually long sleeve top and pants that are made of synthetic or wool. They're kind of like long underwear, and they provide a significant amount of warmth, both if you're sleeping, and you can also wear it while hiking in very cold weather. These can be found in almost any sporting goods store. The next layer after a base layer is your mid layer, which is your hiking clothes, which is going to be whatever you choose, your shorts, your pants, a t-shirt, or a long sleeve shirt. In addition to your mid layer, you could also include items such as a lightweight fleece or other long sleeve shirt, just to be used to control your body temperature. Then of course there is a puffy. This is usually a down or synthetic jacket that you would put on ultimately in very cold conditions. I bring a puffy with me even in the summertime. I'd rather be safe than sorry. The one I have does not weigh a lot, and it's there for peace of mind. Most of the time, you won't wear your puffy hiking unless you're in very cold weather. And my definition of cold, I'm in central Pennsylvania. In the wintertime, it usually hovers between the 20s and 40s throughout the wintertime. I'm not talking deep cold in the minus degrees. Most of the time, I'll wear my puffy at camp if it's cold. I don't really wear it hiking because it's too warm. It'll make you sweat. The most important part of layering, as I said, is it allows you to control your body temperature. You can put on more clothes as you get cold, and as you warm up, you can take off layers. The point is you're trying to be comfortable, and you don't want to sweat in cold weather. Again, that can cause hypothermia, and it can be a pain. There's been lots of times when I'm hiking and I have a mid-layer fleece on, I start going up a big hill, I start sweating, I gotta stop, take off my pack, take off my shirt. Get to the top, you start cooling down, you gotta put it back on. That's just one of the parts of winter backpacking that you're gonna have to get used to. But controlling your body temperature is important. Some backpackers take sleep clothes. I always take sleep clothes in the wintertime. There is nothing like getting to camp after a long day and you're sweating or it's cold and you put on that dry set of clothes. For socks, I would recommend something synthetic or wool. Me, I use Darn Tough, which are made of wool. They dry quick, they're comfortable, they don't hold odor very often, and of course with Darn Tough they have a lifetime warranty where if you rip them in half, you can get a brand new pair. They'll be replaced. I always bring an extra pair of socks. That way I can switch them out if they get wet, I can hang the wet pair on my pack to dry as I'm hiking, and I'll always have a dry pair. When the weather gets cooler, I'll take a pair of sleeping socks that I will never wear hiking. I specifically keep them for sleeping to keep me warm at night. Another type of clothing is a gaiter. A gaiter is something that goes over your shoes. It connects from your heels to your shoelaces in the front of your shoes, and it covers the top of the shoe around your ankle to prevent rocks and sticks from getting in. There's a couple different types of gaiters. There's the small gaiters that most backpackers wear. Then there's the tall gaiters that go up almost to your knee. They're useful in the wintertime and for snow. Next is rain gear. When you backpack, it is inevitable that you're going to be caught in the rain, either while hiking, at camp, or both. So you're going to need some kind of rain gear to keep you dry. There are different types to choose from, including different types to keep your legs dry. There's a poncho. A poncho goes over your head and drapes over your entire body and keeps your upper body as well as your legs dry. You can also wear your backpack under the poncho to keep that dry without having to use a rain cover. Ponchos are basically the easiest type to put on and off. Drape it over, you pull it off. Rain jackets are another source of protection, but they only cover your upper body. Some rain jackets have pit zips. Pit zips are located under your arms, and when you open them, they let air in or out to help regulate your temperature. This is particularly useful in warm weather. When it's hot out, you can open your pit zips to help keep you cooler. But in hot weather, even if you have the rain jacket on and it's raining, you're going to be wet because you're going to be sweating under it. There are also rain pants and something called a rain kilt. Rain pants are simply waterproof pants that you put over your shorts or your hiking pants. Rain pants usually have a zipper at the bottom, so you don't have to take off your shoes to put the rain pants on. You can slip them over, zip up the bottom. Rain jackets and rain pants are very versatile. They can also be used as an extra layer of insulation in cold weather. I often use my rain jacket as a wind jacket to protect me from the wind on cooler days. I also use it at camp at night in the summertime when the weather is just a little bit cool, but not cold enough for my puffy jacket. The rain jackets are also useful over your puffy in the cold weather, in the rain and snow, as well as when you're at camp and you just need a little extra insulation or vapor barrier to keep you warm. And I always bring my rain gear with me, no matter what the forecast is going to be or what the time of year it is. And that is because it's so multi-use and versatile. Now last, but one of the most important part of your clothing is your shoes. Think about it. You're out hiking all day long. Without your shoes and your feet, you're not hiking. Shoes range from trail runners to hiking boots. High tops to low tops, waterproof, non-waterproof. They're all going to be based on your personal preference. I wear waterproof boots in the winter, and I wear trail runners all other seasons. The reason for that is I don't want my toes to freeze in the wintertime. I went on a trip last year where there was snow on the ground and I had my trail runners, and even with waterproof socks, my feet were freezing cold. The very next day, I went right to the outfitters and bought a pair of waterproof hiking boots. The one thing with hiking boots is if they're made of leather, you're going to have a period of time where you break them in. And to break them in, you walk around your house, walk around town for a couple days before you actually hike in them to prevent blisters and sore feet. Trail runners, on the other hand, are just like sneakers. You really don't have to break them in. Trail runners are light, they're very comfortable, and they dry fast. Now, as far as buying something waterproof, a lot of you may be thinking, well, I'm going to be hiking in the woods, I got to keep my feet dry, I need waterproof shoes. I would only consider waterproof shoes in the winter time. They do make waterproof trail runners, so that's always an option. There's one thing that is for certain is when you're backpacking, your feet are going to get wet. Your shoes are going to be wet. You're going to have to walk through water, stream crossings, water on the trail. And with waterproof shoes, if you step in water deep enough, or if it's raining, the water's going to run down your legs, or when you step in water, it's going to come up over your shoes and make the insides of them wet. Then your shoes are wet. And the difference is with waterproof shoes, they take a lot longer to dry. In my case, I had waterproof shoes and they took 2.5 days to dry. Trail runners, on the other hand, dry very quickly. They'll dry as you're hiking. To sum up the clothes you're going to need a synthetic shirt, shorts or pants, a base layer, a mid layer, and a puffy. And then of course, any additional layers as you need as the weather permits. Tell me what clothes you prefer in the comments below. If you like this video, hit subscribe and that bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching. See you next time, and go explore.